Yeah, it's a downer, man. Like this is bad all around. I'm gonna be careful about what I say and stuff, cause first off, I'm gonna say straight up, these people that are celebrating the public execution of a man, um, it's it's not a good look. Like we can't lose our humanity. And this guy, whether you agree with what his message was, which I completely don't. I think the guy was not. I honestly believe in my heart this guy spent most of his life spreading a message of hate and discrimination. But you have to put your mind, and this is the difference between a narcissist and a non-narcissistic person. You have to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes, and that family and those little girls, man, they're gonna have to see this shit for the rest of their lives. And that's where my compassion goes. And it doesn't go to the Charlie Kirk. Like it doesn't. It goes to the family, specifically those kids. Like, Jesus, man, this is horrible to have to, because, like, think you can't. You gotta hide from the internet unless you want to see this. And it's bad, man. It's really bad. And I think the best quote I've seen is when Stephen Colbert talked about it, and he said, "Political violence only leads to more political violence. This isn't gonna fix anything. Going and gunning down your adversaries isn't gonna solve it. It's gonna lead, and as you're seeing, the right wing and MAGA has completely weaponized this situation to get what they wanted, which was they're pushing for a war against the woke left before the man was even pronounced dead. You had politicians like Nancy Mace and Luna talking about the left must pay, the left needs to own this. We have no clue who shot this man. This, to me, this reeks of a foreign adversary. Like Russia and China and our enemies are loving this. They're watching on the edge of their seat, eating popcorn, thinking the civil war is about to pop off. So who would benefit more than Russia to pull this off? The Donald Trump regime has been pushing towards a civil war for the past several months. Trying to occupy Chicago, even though the governor and mayor is saying, we don't want you here, we don't need you here. That's an act of war. And my mind is kind of gone to where everyone is going to compassion, like, and trying to force, how dare you not be grieving for this man. Nobody owes this person grief. Like, nobody owes the right to feel, I'm seeing them pointing out black people because they're saying, look, I don't feel bad for this guy. They don't owe you that. They don't need to feel bad for this guy. Like, they don't owe you a grieving process. You go deal with it how you're going to deal with it. And if they don't give a fuck, that's their right. I think Charlie would have agreed with that. He would have been like, no, they have a right to not give a fuck that I got shot. I honestly believe that. Like, these people attacking, someone for not being, upset or sad or grieving, for someone who spent a lifetime spreading hurtful misinformation about racism, and Palestine, and then that's another thing. Like, there's so many groups that would have had reason to have issue with this man, and for MAGA to be before he was even pronounced dead, they're already saying it's liberal transgender. To me, that shows this was a false flag operation. Like, this was some kind of plot. Because anyone, especially a politician, you would think their mind would be going to foreign adversary. Like, who's trying to weaponize us? No, not MAGA. They're immediately attacking the liberals. It makes me think this was a plan. Dude, for all I know, Trump had this done. When Trump's assassination attempt took place, It was the same situation. Like, I wasn't celebrating that. I was horrified. Like, holy shit, someone just took a shot at him on live television. Then you find out more, and it starts to look like a hoax. And it's like, should I feel bad? These guys are orchestrating this. I'm not saying that's what happened with Charlie Kirk, but it's possible. We don't know what happened. No one knows. They haven't, they haven't said yet. They haven't investigated it. So, like, for right-wing MAGA to already be trying to, like, chopping at the bit to spark this war against the woke left, like, this could. What if they catch the guy and he doesn't even speak English? He's Russian, a KGB agent. What are y'all gonna say then? It's just the fact that they're already writing the narrative before it's even played out tells me they're trying to create the narrative. It's not about finding out what really happened. This is a false flag operation. And that's where my mind goes. It doesn't go to some, transgender person that hit a shot from 200, 2 football fields away. That's not where it goes. It goes to some kind of organized psyop or a political assassination. How many political assassinations throughout American history have turned out to just be simply the opposition? It's never that. It's always some kind of conspiracy. This is gonna turn out not how we thought, but it seems like it is gonna turn out how MAGA and Trump and the right wing wanted it, and that's in a civil war. I mean, you have people declaring war, saying it's on, it's war. You don't even know what happened yet, you lunatics. It's just crazy. Um, and yes, it is horrible. Political violence and assassinations are not right. Um, but if you want to look at it from another perspective, when you start, okay, when you take office and you immediately start coming for people's health care and making it hard for them to afford food and making it difficult and threatening things like their jobs, their stability. Think of all the communities that have been marginalized just in the recent months. The Latino community, the Palestinians, the transgender community. You can just keep going. How many people are disgruntled with the current situation? And I bet if you talk to a lot of those people and ask them what is your thoughts, they would say we're already at war. When MAGA right-wing Trump regime started to come for our health care and our ability to feed ourselves, they declared war. So we're at war. They're trying to kill us. And when I talk about I'm talking about, who they consider the liberal woke left is poor people and people of color. The Latinos, the black community, and people low income like myself. That's who they want gone. That's who MAGA waged war on when Trump took office. They started immediately coming for our health care. They started immediately getting rid of food stamps. To a person that is struggling, you declared war on me. You want me to starve and go without doctors. Like, you declared war. So, and then you look at it even closer, and you got Charlie Kirk, okay? Even his supporters and him, he referred to himself as a cultural warrior. Okay, a cultural warrior. That sounds to me like this man understood that he was on the front lines of a war. So, are we talking about a civilian getting assassinated here now, or are we talking about an act of war? Because if this does turn out to be a disgruntled left-wing transgender person or a Latina, they are going to have in their mind that they have already been at war. They've been at war since the Trump regime took office, tried to rip healthcare away from them, make it damn near impossible for them to feed themselves and their family. The MAGA Trump regime has backed so many groups back into such a desperate corner that why should I demonize them when they lash out at someone? Like, really? Why? Like, and talk about like them, all you're seeing across Twitter is MAGA accounts saying it's war, the war's on, you know, blah blah blah. To a lot of us, it's already been on, guys. Like, it's been going for months now. A lot of people consider the war was waged on January 6th. So, and I might be one of those people that feel like we've already been at a war. We've already been in civil war. It might not have been a hot war up until this point, but we've already been at war. MAGA and the right were already coming for our throats. That's to me, that's fact. That's not even debatable. When you try to strip healthcare and affordable food from a community, you want them to die. What else are you doing it for? And then you see alongside all of these Charlie Kirk, you know, memorial accounts and, you know, crying for Kirk, right alongside of it, you're seeing hatred towards the black community. They're really pushing the subway incident. This is not random. This is not coincidental. This is a movement to convince America the white supremacy is the wave of the future, and that there is something to all that. Charlie Kirk is the new face of white supremacy. It's no longer the big scary neo-Nazis and the Klan robes. That's a thing of the past. This Christian white nationalist movement is the new face of white supremacy. So this man is a propagandist for a race war, okay? It looks a little different, right? When you kind of adjust it, especially coming from a person of color's viewpoint, who only know this man for saying things like that the black population was better off in slavery and bondage. And you're going to try to force them now to cry for him because something bad happened to him? They're using this. It's a tool. It's a false flag tool. It's a dog whistle. It's all of it rolled into one. It's a rally the troops. It's a shot heard around the world. It's all of it rolled into one, and I don't think it was a random occurrence. I don't. And I don't think it came from a liberal left. Just like the Trump assassination, attempted assassination, where we never did get to find out what the fuck really happened, this is going to be one of those situations. Or they're going to put some transgender person up as a patsy. But to me, this is a false flag operation. I'm like, it all fits so neatly into the package, right alongside all this wave of racism on social media. These accounts, you know, who are only created to dehumanize the black population. I've posted a couple of them as examples. They are created to make people look at black people as less than. And this guy was a cultural warrior for that movement. And now they want me to feel bad. I'm not going to. I'm going to feel bad for his family and his kids and his wife, because they don't deserve that. His parents. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Like, this is going to be on media and the news. It's going to scar your kids. That's horrible. I have compassion for them. But this man was he was a soldier in a culture war. So to me, this was an act of war. I'm gonna stick to that. I know it's gonna piss people off, but when you do locate, when they ever do locate, we won't get the truth on it. But if you did get to the bottom of it, and it did happen to be a disgruntled, marginalized member of society, in their mind, they're at war. Because, you know, this new regime is coming for their throat, which they've clearly demonstrated. Especially, what if it turns out to be a Latino whose, like, parents just got deported or something? Are you gonna feel different then? And you got these lunatics on Twitter. I'm seeing Ashton Forbes. They're lashing out at the left for not having enough compassion, while saying things like it should have been Chuck Schumer. Like, these are the same people that made jokes about weekend at Biden's for 4 years. Like, when is it putting pictures of his dead corpse on, these are the same people that are now demonizing and doxing people for not having enough compassion for their propagandist. No, I'm not gonna cry for that guy. I'm not.